Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. Early in the morning, just as day is dawning, he picks up all the post bags in his van. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Everybody knows his bright red van. All his friends will smile as he waves to greet them. Maybe you can never be sure there'll be knock, ring, letters through your door. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man.
It was a busy day in Greendale. Ted was on his way in his lorry to mend a hole in a roof. Pat was out early as well, but he was going slowly. He had such a load of parcels today, and some of them wanted to escape.
What's that? Oh, the places some people throw their litter. Oh no, it's a parcel. Now I wonder who... well, there's an address on it. I'd better give it to Pat. Oh, hello, Pat.
Morning! Parcel for you.
Well, thank you very much.
Sorry I'm a bit late.
Bye. Morning, Pat. I found this lying in the street.
Morning, Miss Hubbard. Dear me, I must have dropped it. My bag is so full today.
Goodness me, Pat. I hope you'll take more care. It's taken a bit of a knock, and I don't think Mrs. Cockett will be too pleased to get a muddy parcel.
Now, don't worry, Miss Hubbard. I'll give it a wipe before I deliver it. It's very nice of you to pick it up for me. Thanks. I've never seen so many parcels. Bye for now. Soon be done now. Ooh, I'm glad that lot's finished. Oh, no. More parcels.
Oh, Pat, I'm so sorry. I don't know where they're all coming from.
It's worse than Christmas. What's going on? All the parcels in the world seem to be coming to Greendale.
Just take as many as you can, then come back for another lot. That's the only way. Little by little, you'll manage.
I think I need a bigger bag. And arms like a gorilla. Now then, Jess, where are you going to sit? Shove up a bit and make room for another parcel. Oh, you know, one of these days there won't be enough room for me to get in. Then you'll have to drive the van, Jess. First stop today was Thompson Ground. Sam was there with Dorothy, pointing to coloured pictures in a big glossy catalogue. Pat had some parcels for her. Hello, Sam. Hello, Pat. You look busy. You can say that again. I've had a huge load of parcels today.
Oh, hello, Pat. Are those parcels for me?
Oh, sorry. Hello, Dorothy. Yes, they are. I can't think where they're all coming from. It's this here catalogue, Pat. It's got everything in. All the things I can't fit into my van. Folks love it. They're ordering stuff like mad, and they'll all come through the post.
It's got skirts and blouses.
Records and videos.
All sorts of cups and mugs. Bye, Pat.
I don't believe it. Comes in nice, neat parcels. Cheerio. Oh, dear. Bye, Sam. Well, I don't know how we're going to cope. Jess, you'll have to help. Pat was on his way. He arrives at Ted Glenn's workshop. Ted was looking out for Pat.
Hello, Pat.
There was a big pile of parcels for Ted.
Hey, Pat. There's no need to throw 'em.
Sorry about that, Ted. There's just too many of them. Everyone's ordering from that catalogue of Sam's.
Well, you'll have to move with the times, Pat. You can't just go on staggering about with a bag overflowing with parcels. You'll hurt yourself.
But I can't get the van down the small lanes or through the alleyways.
Nay, Pat. You want a high-tech solution. I'll have a think about it. I'm sure I can come up with something.
I hope you can, before I get squashed under a pile of parcels. Cheerio.
Bye, Pat.
The next day, Major Forbes was on the lookout for a parcel he had sent for, when he spotted Pat behind a pile of parcels. Morning, Major.
Hello, Pat. By Jove. There's my parcel right at the bottom. I'll just... no, don't. Oh. It's all right, Pat. I've got it. Cheerio.
This is getting worse and worse. I can't even see where I'm going. One of these days I'll bump into someone.
And I was just saying I could do with a new car when Sam showed me that catalogue of his. Oh, yes, it's wonderful. There's everything in it. I know, but ordering napkins by post is one thing. Ouch! Someone's pushing. Now, Pat, you don't need to be so rough about delivering the mail. I'll be having some broken legs to mend.
I'm sorry, Doctor. It's this mail order madness that's come over the whole of Greendale.
Well, I think the post office should do something about it. It's not good for your health, or for ours if it comes to that. I'll put a word in with your boss in Pencaster.
Thanks, Dr. Gilbertson. Bye.
Bye, Pat.
It was time to call on Ted again. He was fiddling with some mechanical bits. Morning, Ted. More parcels.
Hello, Pat. Have a look at this. I think it'll solve your problem. The Mark I Super Speed Postal Scooter. Just what the modern postman needs in the age of mail order.
It looks grand, Ted. I like the parcel box in front. Is there room for a cat?
There's room for everything. Why don't you try it out? Have a test run.
Well, I don't know how you've done it so quickly. I'll just try the seat. What are you doing, Ted? No! No, don't start the engine! Oh! Help! Call the fire brigade! Oh, bother!
Are you all right, Pat? I think it needs a few adjustments before you use it for real, Pat.
That Pat, he makes a great racket these days when he goes round with the village post. Aye, well, it is a bit noisy, but
Morning!
he certainly gets round with the parcels now.
There's nothing like a ride in someone's garden. Mr. Pringle wondered what the noise was, but soon found out. Morning, Mr. Pringle! The steep hills slowed Pat down a bit, but only when he was going up them.
Hello, Pat. Is this one of yours?
P.C. Selby was looking for Pat.
Morning, Mrs. Goggins. Can I have a quiet word?
Morning, P.C. Selby. I thought you might be popping in.
Oh, I've had some complaints. It's this high-speed postman of ours.
Poor old Pat. He's only trying to do his job.
Right enough, but he's making a dickens of a racket and endangering life and limb.
Let me have a word with Pat. I know he'll listen to me. No need for him to be in trouble.
I'll leave it to you then. Thanks. See you, Mrs. Goggins.
Bye, P.C. Selby.
That looks like P.C. Selby. Was that P.C. Selby just now?
Yes, it was, Pat. And it was you he was talking about.
Oh, don't tell me. I can guess.
He's really annoyed with you. All that noise and smoke. Tearing around on that scooter thing.
But how else can I deliver all the parcels on time if they keep on coming like this?
Well, Pat, just as it happens, there's a parcel for you today.
For me? Who can be sending one to me? It's not something from one of Sam's catalogues, is it? It's one of those trolleys. A proper postal trolley. What do you reckon to this, Reverend?
Wonderful. Ah, you see, the Lord will provide.
No, it came from the post office in Pencaster. It's to help me deal with all these parcels. I must be going. I've parcels to deliver. Cheerio.
Bye, Pat.
Come on, Jess. You can give me a ride when we've done. But Jess wasn't at all sure about that. Whoever heard of a cat pulling a trolley?
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. Early in the morning, just as day is dawning, he picks up all the post bags in his van. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Everybody knows his bright red van. All his friends will smile as he waves to greet them. Maybe you can never be sure there'll be knock, ring, letters through your door. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man.
Pat was out and about as usual, with the village letters. Morning, Peter.
Morning, Pat.
Morning, Pat.
Morning, Dr. Gilbertson. Nothing for you today. Good morning, Mrs. Goggins. You look busy.
Hello, Pat. Give me a minute, will you, until I've sorted this out. Oh, drat this string.
Now then, Mrs. Goggins, you just want to take it slowly. Once you find the end...
Huh, that's easier said than done.
Well, it must have an end.
Now he tells me.
Dear me, it does seem to be in a mess. Well, I better be on my way with these letters. Good luck.
Bye.
Bye.
I wonder if I could cut it into small pieces.
Right, Jess. Ready for off? Jess had been waiting a long time. Never mind, Jess. There might be some mice in Alf's barn. Then you can have a good run. Pat and Jess were on their way. Along the winding lanes. What's that? Hold on tight, Jess. A piece of string across the road? Whatever can it be doing here? I hope it's not part of Mrs. Goggins' tangle. We'd better wind it up before anybody else gets caught up in it. Well, I never. It goes right over this wall. Jess came to have a look. I should have known you'd want to play. I think we'd better see where it goes to. It goes right across the field. It must be a very long piece of string. Oh, oh dear. Come on, Jess. It looks like being a long walk. There was a scarecrow in the middle of the field holding the string for Pat. Hello, Mr. Scarecrow. Let's see. It's a bit tight there. Oh, dear. There we are. That's much better. Sorry to leave you like this, Mr. Scarecrow, but I must go. My goodness. But this field is muddy. Pat came to a wall. Jess was waiting for him. How much further does this string go? over the wall. Hup. Hello, Jess. Where have you been? Oh! Ouch! Ow! Ooh, prickles. Oh, lots of them. Ow! I've lost Jess again. Oh, dear. No, I haven't. Now, Jess, don't go disappearing again. Ooh, I'll just get my puff back. Ah, that's better. Ooh, isn't it grand? How much further does this string go? And what have we here? Sheep. A field full of sheep. They were standing on his string. He started to pull. Can you all stand still for a minute whilst I sort this out? Bye-bye, sheep. Pat was thinking that it must be a very long piece of string to have come this far when he came to a gap in a wall. The string went through the gap and up another hill to a tall tree, where it finally disappeared into the leaves and branches. Well, there must be something special at the end of such a very long piece of string. Whatever can it be? Who is that behind the tree? Oh, goodness me. Young Katie and Tom. What are you doing here? And what are you looking such miseries about?
It's our new super kite, Pat. Stuck in the top of this tree. We can't get it down.
Pat pulled at the string, but the kite would not move. It looks well and truly stuck. There's Peter. I wonder if he can help. Peter! Peter! What with the noise of the tractor, Peter Fogg didn't hear Pat's call. Peter! Peter!
Hello, Pat.
I was just asking myself how to get the twins' kite down from that big tree. I wonder if your tractor would be high enough for me to stand on. And
I'd like to help, Pat, but I don't think this tractor's big enough. Sorry, got to finish before it gets dark. Bye, Pat.
Bye. Then Ted Glenn's lorry came round the corner. It had a ladder on the back. Ted! Ted! Stop a minute! Hello, Ted. Can we borrow your ladder for 5 minutes to get a kite out of that tree?
Well, I can't be too late. I've got to mend Dr. Gilbertson's greenhouse before the frost gets at her tomatoes.
It won't take long.
Is that young Katie and Tom? Is it their kite?
Yes, it is.
Right. Let's see what we can do. You go that end, Pat. Are you ready?
I've got it. Pat and Ted soon had that ladder off the lorry. Round she goes. And over the wall. Hang on, Ted. I'll nip into the field.
Right you are. Whoops-a-daisy. Climbing walls. Reminds me when I was young. Off we go.
I could never have done this by myself, Ted.
Not with a ladder like this, you couldn't. Up she goes. Mind your fingers. I'll hold the ladder, Pat, and you go and have a look. Mind yourself.
I'll soon deal with this, never fear.
Steady as you go.
It was going to be a long climb, seeing it was a tall tree. Well, bless me. There's the kite. And Jess as well. How did you get here, Jess? Come on, Jess. Don't be frightened. Come on. Look out! Oh, there goes the kite.
Quick, catch it! Hooray! Oh, thanks, Pat. Clever Pat. And clever Jess, too.
We've got the kite, but poor old Jess is stuck up here now.
Well, I'll have to get a move on. Dr. Gilbertson will never forgive me if the frost gets to her tomatoes.
Jess got up the tree on his own, so I hope he can get down the way he went up.
You don't need to bother about Jess. He's already here, waiting for you.
Bless us all, has that cat got wings? Now, off you go home, Katie and Tom, before it gets dark. And keep a good hold on that kite.
Bye, Pat. Bye-bye, Pat.
Hang on, I'll give you a hand with that ladder.
Are you ready, Pat?
Ready when you are, Ted. Back to the lorry.
Give it a push, Pat.
Over to you, Ted.
OK, now leave it to me.
Thanks, Ted. Good luck with the greenhouse.
Bye, Pat.
Hello, have you popped up again? You get everywhere, don't you, Jess? Ted was on his way. Pat waved to him, then went to look for his van. He still had his letters to deliver. The only thing was, well, all the fields looked alike, and Pat didn't know which way to go. And Jess had disappeared again. Now, that looks like somebody I know. It was Mr. Pringle. Hello, Pat. Just out for a walk, you know. Looking for your van, maybe? Well, yes, I was just wondering. 3 fields that way. Turn left at the buggy bit. And you'll be there in a jiffy. It seemed much further than Mr. Pringle had said. He came to a road. It looked like one that Pat knew. Ah, there's my van. Safe and sound. Where's Jess? I can't leave without him. I should have guessed. Fast asleep in his basket. We'd better get these letters delivered. Don't want to be late for tea, do we, Jess?
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. Early in the morning, just as day is dawning, he picks up all the post bags in his van. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Everybody knows his bright red van. All his friends will smile as he waves to greet them. Maybe you can never be sure there'll be knock, ring, letters through your door. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man.
It was a lovely summer morning in Greendale. Pat had finished delivering the village letters. Morning all!
Morning, Pat. Hello, Pat. Just the weather to make the garden grow.
What a day. Well, seems to be growing in here. I've never seen so many flowers. Mrs. Goggins?
Morning, Pat.
Mind your back. Hello, Sam. More flowers? There'll soon be no room for letters. I'll just put them here for the time being.
Thanks, Sam.
I hope I've not brought too many.
Oh, Sam, we'll need a lot more if we're going to win the competition.
No problem. There's plenty more. What's this competition you're on about?
Oh, Pat, you must have heard about it.
The best village competition, of course.
So we'll have to do our best. I'm going to cover this old post office with flowers.
I wondered what was going on. I never saw Greendale look so bright. I thought it was the nice weather. I suppose there'll be some judges coming to pick the winner. Yes, Pat, but nobody knows when they're coming. It'll be a surprise, like. Just to keep us on our toes. Bye for now. Bye.
Cheerio.
Well, I'd better get on with the post. Flowers or no flowers.
Oh, Pat, when you call at Greendale Farm with that parcel, will you collect something for me? Mrs. Pottage promised me some tubs to put the flowers in outside the shop.
I'll remember. Don't worry. No trouble. With all this sprucing up going on, I'll not be able to forget. Bye.
Bye, Pat.
Whoops! Oi, look out! Hello, Ted. What are you doing up there? Hello, Pat. Just giving the wall a spot of fresh paint. For this here competition. It's grand stuff, this new paint. You can put it anywhere. Yes, I've noticed. Even the letterbox has come out in spots. Aye, it flies about a bit. It'll come off with a bit of a rub. I don't know about best village competition. I reckon they should call it the busiest village competition. Oh, my van. It's caught the measles. Oh, dear. No, I don't know how that's happened. It does look a bit sickly. You'd best take it to see a doctor. It's your blooming paint. You're meant to paint the post office, not everything for miles around. It needs a drop of water to get it off. Drop in at my place and I'll give it a good hosing down. See you later, Pat. Bye. We'd better get a move on then. Look at your nose, Jess. You'd You'd better watch out. Ted'll be giving you a hose down if he sees that. It was time for a quick wash. Pat went to Greendale Farm first to get the tubs.
Oh, Pat, hello.
Hello there. And to give Mrs. Pottage her parcel.
Thank you, Pat. The tubs are just over there by the barn, Pat. But keep a watch out for any strange plants you might see.
He's coming.
There were some very odd blooms in the tubs. Goodness me, a greater flowering Katie and a giggling Tom tree. What will Mrs. Pottage grow next?
Hello, Pat. We're talking plants as well.
And we can help you put our tubs in your van.
This one first.
And this one next.
Has your van got spots?
Well, it looks like it. I'd better take it to see Dr. Glenn. He's good at curing spotty vans.
Goodbye.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Pat was on his way. He stopped at Ted Glenn. Looks as though Ted's ready for me.
Hey up, Pat.
Hello, Ted.
I thought you'd forgotten, Pat. I'll have to be quick. I've got to get down to Pencaster Station tomorrow to catch a train for Scotland.
Where are you off to, Ted?
It's young Caroline's wedding. Can't miss that. There's all sorts to do before I go, and I can't leave Mrs. Goggins with that hole in her roof. Anyway, I've got Peter Fogg lined up to give me a lift to the station on his motorbike. It'll be a day or two before I get back, and I don't want to leave the lorry down at the station. It might disappear. So I'll leave it in the village when I finish Mrs. Goggins' roof. Then you'll be able to keep an eye on it for me.
Good idea, Ted. Have a good time at the wedding, and thanks for cleaning the van.
Ta-da, Pat.
Cheerio. The next day, the village was covered in flowers. There were tubs and flower pots in every street. Window boxes and baskets overflowing with plants. Flowers everywhere. Any time now, the judges would arrive to choose the best village. The next day, the phone rang in Pat's house.
Hello? Yes? Oh. Are you sure? I mean, it is Ted's. Oh, you'd know it anywhere. Oh, what's it doing there? Just sitting there looking ugly. Oh, goodness. All that work making the village beautiful. I'll tell Pat. I'm sure he'll think of something. Yes, right now. I'll tell him to hurry. Goodbye. Pat! Pat! Something's happened.
What's up?
Ted's left his lorry right by the village green. The judges for the competition are due any minute. It'll be the first thing they see. And all the flowers and work. It'll all go to waste.
We'll ask him to move it. I expect he's gone to mend Mrs. Goggins' roof.
No, he's not at Mrs. Goggins and nobody can find him. His workshop's locked and empty.
Oh, now I remember. He's gone to Scotland. To Caroline's wedding. I meant to tell you, he'll be gone for a few days. I'd better go and see what I can do.
Good luck, Pat. Bye.
Bye. There the lorry was, just as Sarah had said, with Peter Fogg and Mr. Pringle scratching their heads. They had tried to move the lorry, but the thing would not budge an inch. Oh, what a pity! Right by the village green. The judges simply cannot miss it.
What's all this? What's going on?
Peter Fogg and Mr. Pringle explained to P.C. Selby about the lorry and the judges.
Parking is allowed here. Quite legal. Can't do anything to move it. Where's Pat? He might think of something.
Pat had met Major Forbes at the post office, and he was telling him what had happened.
Tell you what, sort of thing we did in my army days. We'd cover it up, hide it. Camouflage, that's the word. Right, let's start. By the left, quick march.
Alf came with his tractor and trailer to give a hand. And Peter Fogg loaded it with more flowers.
Right you are, Alf.
Pots and shrubs.
Off you go.
They all helped. Miss Hubbard was there. Dorothy Thompson found some big sheets of green cloth with pretend grass. Then the shrubs arrived.
Well done, everybody. Keep it up.
First the sides of the lorry were let down, then they covered it with the imitation grass, put the shrubs on, together with some flower pots, and with a bit of fencing in front, it looked like a garden. The phones were ringing again, all over Greendale.
Hello? What? We have? Miss Hubbard, we've won.
Won? Did you say we've won? The best village competition?
Lord bless us. What wonderful news.
Well, twins, our tubs must have helped. We've won after all.
Hooray!
Yippee! I knew we could do it. Well, isn't that just marvellous news, Pat? That'll put Garner Bridge on the front page of the Pencaster Gazette.
I hear that the judges like, best of all, the special hillock covered with lovely flowers. Now, I never knew we had any such hillock in the village.
Well, it won't be there for long, so you'd better get a good look at it. Yes, the judges couldn't believe their eyes. They came back twice to have another look.
A day to remember. It certainly was. Has anybody seen my lorry? I left it in the village before I went to Scotland and, well, I don't seem able to find it now. There's a mystery for you, P.C. Selby. Ted's lost his lorry. No, nobody seems to have found a lorry. All I've heard is about flowers. Bushes and flowers, lots of them. Will somebody tell me what the joke is? Found a lorry into a bunch of flowers. They what?
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. and his black and white cat. Early in the morning, just as day is dawning, he picks up all the post bags in his van. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Everybody knows his bright red van. All his friends will smile as he waves to greet them. Maybe you can never be sure there'll be knock, ring, letters through your door. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man.
Here he comes. It's Postman Pat on his way with the letters. Buzzing about Greendale. Busy as ever. There are some letters for Granny Dryden today. Won't be long, Jess. Is somebody busy with a spot of painting? Looks like it. Hello, Granny Dryden.
Morning, Pat.
There was Granny Dryden standing on a box, sploshing at the wall with the paint.
I can't hold a brush properly now. It's these rheumatics, you know.
You're making a grand job of that. It's going to look lovely when you've finished.
Nay, Pat, I'll not be able to make a right job of it. The ceiling wants doing, and I'll never reach that in all my days.
Would you like a hand with it? I could borrow a stepladder from Ted. I'll pop round after work and do that ceiling for you in 2 ticks. You might need a drop more paint, though. Let's have a look. How much is there in this one? I think it's empty.
Do be careful. It's messy stuff.
Oh!
Oh. Now you've gone and done it. All down your nice clean trousers. See if you can wipe it off before it soaks in.
I think it's just making it worse. Spreading it out.
Ooh, I'm sorry about your trousers. What is Sarah going to say?
Never you worry about that. It was my fault. I should take more care. I expect that's what Sarah will say. I'll nip home and change. These are not my best pair, luckily. I'll see you this evening.
Oh, you are kind, Pat. Now mind how you go. Cheerio, Pat.
Bye, Granny Dryden. Pat was on his way. Jess was wondering what the funny smell was. It didn't take long to get home. Sarah did get a surprise. Hello. Anybody in? It's just me.
Hello there.
Oh, what are you doing back at this time of day? And what on earth have you done to your trousers?
It's only a drop of paint. You see, he told her all about Granny Dryden's ceiling.
Well, you can't put your best pair on. I took them to the cleaners in Pencaster yesterday, and they won't be ready till Thursday.
What am I going to do?
You could look in the airing cupboard. I think there's an old pair that you do the gardening in.
Well, it'll be better than nothing. I'll have a look. Sarah had her own work to get on with. When she saw Pat coming downstairs in his old trousers, she couldn't help laughing.
Are they long shorts or short longs?
I can't hang about any longer with all these letters to deliver. They'll do.
Good luck, Pat.
Bye.
He was on his way again with rather chilly knees. Jess didn't know what to make of Pat's bare knees. He thought summer must have arrived early. They called on Miss Hubbard next. She had been doing a spot of gardening and nearly dropped the flowers she was carrying when she saw Pat.
Goodness me, Pat. What are you doing in those shorts? It's not summer yet.
They're not shorts, Miss Hubbard. They're an old pair of trousers. It's Granny Dryden, you see. She's painting her room, and she can't reach the ceiling. And
I don't believe a word of it. It's that post office. They're going all continental. Something to do with this common market business. Oh, what a lark. Did you say Granny Dryden was painting? Do you mean a picture?
no, she's painting her sitting room, and I'm giving a hand with the ceiling.
Well, I don't know what that's got to do with wearing Bermuda shorts. Hey-ho, it's a funny old world. But what she will need is plenty of sheets to cover the furniture.
Oh, yes, I don't think she's got many. I didn't see any.
She'll certainly need some sheets if you're going to help her. I've seen what a man can do with a pot of paint. I'll just get some out of the cupboard for you.
Oh, dear. They are a bit on the short side. I hope I didn't get a pair of Julians by mistake.
Here we are. Whoops! No! Ooh!
Help! A ghost!
Oh, drat this thing! Get it off, I say! Oh,
Is it you, Miss Hubbard?
of course it's me! What a question! Don't just stand there. Get me
I
out of
can't
this!
help you if you jump around like that,
What
Miss
an
Hubbard.
annoying business! Oh! 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 Oh, what a relief. Now, Pat, pop that in your van and let's have no more nonsense about ghosts.
Pat was on his way again. There was a cold breeze blowing, so he kept the sheet on his lap to keep his knees warm. They called it Ted Glen's workshop. There was no sign of Ted. Hello? Ted? Anyone at home? Post? Where has he got to? Ted was getting his spring carrots in when he heard somebody bumping about in his workshop. He thought he'd better go and have a look. You never know, it might be a burglar. Ted crept very quietly round to the door.
Stop!
Oh, help! Oh, Ted.
Sorry, Pat. I thought you were a burglar.
Postman come house painter, more like. I've promised to give Granny Dryden a hand with painting her ceiling. Do you think I could borrow a ladder?
I'll do better than that. I'll give you a hand. Are you doing it before you go on holiday?
Holiday? What gave you that idea, Ted?
It's the snazzy shorts. Very smart.
Cheerio.
Ta-da, Pat. I'll meet you tonight at Granny Dryden's with the ladders. 7 o'clock.
Pat was off again. To Thompson Ground. Dorothy was tidying up in the yard.
Oh, it's Pat. I wonder what he's brought today.
Lots of letters today, Dorothy. And it's a right busy day. A touch of spring in the air. What with you getting all tidied up and Granny Dryden painting her room.
I hope she has plenty of paint. It always takes twice as much as you think it's going to need.
Well, she might be a bit short.
Like your trousers.
Well now, that's another story.
We have plenty of pots in the barn. Always painting something we are. I'm sure we can spare a drop for Granny Dryden. Just keep a lookout for our silly hens. They get everywhere.
Hey up. Ooh, it's a bit dark in here. This looks like the sort of thing.
It's on a shelf. Have you found it?
Ooh, it's a bit dark in here.
Oh, help! A flying paint pot.
Oh, ouch.
I'll wait out here till you've done with the ends. Oh! You do look nice. I love the feathery finish. To go with the shorts, I suppose.
Time to go home. It was a busy scene at Granny Dryden's cottage that evening. We'll soon be done. It'll be just like new. I think I've about done my bit.
It's a right bobby dazzler.
And I've a surprise for you.
We can clear this now.
Come and sit down and admire your nice new ceiling.
Oh, it's lovely. It really is. I could never have done it on my own. Oh, you are kind.
Here, look at this. I've found another pot of paint.
Give it a good stir before it sets hard.
Nay, it isn't a pot of paint at all. It's a cake.
A surprise, just to say thank you to both of you.
Now that's the best pot of paint I ever saw.
And it's one you can't spill down your trousers.
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man.